So hello, good afternoon everyone, especially to Miss. So my topic is about various types of rubrics used in different disciplines. Okay, now let's talk about what is rubrics. So a rubric is an assessment tool or scoring guide that lists specific criteria and standards used to evaluate a student's performance, product, or project. So it shows what is expected and describes different levels of quality ranging from excellent to poor. Now, let's talk about the three main parts of rubrics. So, rubrics usually have three main parts. First is the criteria. So, these are the aspects of the work that will be evaluated, such as content, organization, grammar, or creativity. The second one is the levels of performance. So, these describe how well the task was done, ranging from excellent to poor using a numerical scale. And the third one is the descriptors. So these are clear explanations of what each levels looks like. Now, let's talk about the importance of rubrics. So, rubrics are important for several reasons. First, they provide clear standards so students understand what quality work looks like. Second, they make grading more fair and consistent since teachers have a guide to follow. And third, rubrics help students improve by giving detailed feedback on strengths and weaknesses. So finally, rubrics also support self-assessment because students can use them to check their own work before submission. So that is the importance of rubrics to our students and also teachers. Now, let's talk about the different types of rubrics across disciplines. First is the holistic rubrics is a type of scoring tool where the teacher gives one overall score for the student's work instead of separating the grade into different parts like content, grammar and creativity. The teacher looks at the overall quality of the work. So, the purpose or strength of holistic rubrics is when we say a quick overall assessment, we are talking about how a teacher evaluates a student's work in a fast and general way. So, instead of checking every detail separately, the teacher looks at the work as whole, then gives one score. Like, for example, in a speech presentation. So the teacher doesn't score grammar, pronunciation, and confidence one by one. So instead, the teacher listens to the entire speech, form an overall impression, and then gives a single grade like excellent, good, fair, or poor. So this is why holistic rubrics are called a quick overall assessment. They save time and give an immediate judgment of the quality of the work. However, the disadvantage of these rubrics is that students may not see exactly which areas need improvement since there are no separate scores for specific criteria. So now let's have the analytic rubric. So an analytic rubric is a type of scoring tool where the teacher evaluates students' work based on separate criteria and gives individual scores for each. Unlike a holistic rubrics that gives only one overall score, an analytic rubric breaks the performance into parts such as content, organization, grammar, and creativity. For example, in grading an essay. So the teacher may give a 4 points in organization, a 3 points in content, a 2 in a grammar, and a 3 points in creativity. So this way, the students not only knows the overall score but also sees which areas are strong and which areas needs improvement. The purpose or strength of analytic rubrics. So they provide detailed feedback and help students clearly understand their strengths and weaknesses. However, the disadvantage of analytic rubrics is that they are time consuming to create and use, especially when grading many students. Especially in public schools, there are many students in one classroom, so it is very hard to use these rubrics. Now let's have the third rubrics, which is the checklist rubric. So a checklist rubric is very simple. It only lists what students are expected to do, and the teacher checks whether each item is done or not. For example, in an oral presentation, so the checklist may include items such as: did the students introduce the topic clearly? Did they use visual aids? Did they stay within the time limit? So the teacher just puts a check if the students meet the requirements or leaves it blank if not. So the strength of these rubrics is that is very quick and easy to use, and it gives students a clear idea of what they need to accomplish. However, the disadvantage of these rubrics is that it does not measure the quality of the work, only whether it was done or not. Now let's have another rubrics, which is the single point rubrics. So these rubrics, unlike holistic or analytic rubrics, a single point rubric only shows one level of performance. The target standards are what it means to meet expectations. Like for example, in a science project presentation, the criterion might be: the students explains the project clearly using scientific terms correctly and logically. If the students did better than this, the teacher writes notes on the strength, and if the students feel short, the teacher writes comments on what to improve. The strength of single point rubrics is that they are very focused and give personalized feedback, encourage students to grow and do better. However, the disadvantage of this rubric is that they can be less structured and more time consuming, since the teacher has to write comments for each student. Now let's have the last type of rubrics, which is developmental rubric. So a developmental rubric maps out a progression from novice to mature levels across key skills or values. So instead of grading the result, it asks to what extent is a student developing these skills. So, example, imagine a grade 3 teacher who wants to measure students' reading ability across the school year instead of giving only one score. So, the teacher uses developmental rubrics to track growth. So the strength of these rubrics is especially powerful because it focuses on long-term development, not just immediate performance. So it's rooted in theory and shift students' focus from grades to growth. However, the disadvantage of these rubrics is challenging to design, so requiring a solid understanding of developmental theory. So they also demand time and effort from educators to create meaningful progression markers. And those are the types of rubrics. So, rubrics are powerful tools that guide both teachers and students in the teaching learning process, whether holistic, analytic, checklist, single point, or developmental. So, each type has its own strength and limitations depending on the task and learning outcomes. So, holistic rubrics give a quick overall judgment, analytic rubrics provide detailed feedback, checklists focus on task completion, and single point rubrics highlight standards with room for growth, and developmental rubrics track student progress over time. Ultimately, the choice of rubric should always be based on the purpose of assessment. So when we use effectively, rubrics not only ensure fairness and clarity in grading but also help students understand their strength, identify areas for improvement, and take ownership of their learning journey. And that's all of my presentation. Thank you.